Welcome, people. Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Okay, let me just warn you now. Judith Jacob is in the house. Okay, I am fully excited. Okay, it doesn't matter who I am. Focus on this lady. She is amazing. You're going to hear more about it. I apologize in advance. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, Pele. I will be cackling, laughing from the belly where we are gisting. She will do this to me. It's not my fault. I apologize in advance. This amazing lady is going to be talking about the career advice you wish you had. Okay? Comment below, share, like, subscribe. Turn on the notifications, and we're going to talk about, share your experiences. So, welcome.
Thank you, darling.
You are very welcome. Please let our viewers know, when you were a kid, what did you imagine you'd be as a grown-up?
Great question. An actress.
Really?
Now, there was no outlet for me to be an actress in the slightest. In my primary school, I'd done every single play that you could do. I was very, very tall. In fact, I was the same height I am now in my primary school. And I knew I wanted to act. I did not know how I was going to act. And it wasn't until I went to my secondary school that I met with a girl who was going to Anna Shear's theatre, Anna Shear's drama school. And I said, well, where is it? Where is it? And I went there. I was 13 when I started to go there. No, I was 13 when I asked to go in there, but I had to go on a waiting list. That was 6 months. It then became 2 years much later on. It was 6 months at the time. And I said to my mum, I found a drama place. It was, I think, 50p or £1 a time. It doesn't sound much. It was a lot of money when your parents have not got much money and there's 5 children to feed. But my mother knew that that's what I wanted to do. And she said, Judith, take the money, go about your business. But I knew that's what I wanted to do. How I was going to do it, I don't know, because there was no outlet. There was a series on television called Julie. It was a nurse. It was American. Diana Carroll was in it. And I thought, yeah, that's me. I want to be there. I want to be there. So that's what I wanted to be. And I was so blessed. I got to do that.
Amazing. So while you're at that young age, you already know what you want and you've got your sights set. Did you have any kind of, were there expectations from your family that were different to that, or?
My dad wanted me to be a lawyer, solicitor, doctor. And I think that most Caribbean people, even African parents, had that thing. It wasn't just going to be somebody working in the shop or being something that makes you happy. Doctor, lawyer, solicitor. And I thought, well, I started to buy into it. And I said, well, if I can't be an actress, at least I can be performing as a solicitor or a lawyer. I found that actually it's barristers that actually do all the performing. But I mean, do you believe that? And I could have gone into it. Probably the wrong attitude, but I thought, well, at least I can still be performing if I'd done one of those jobs. I was
performing for justice.
Yeah, I like that. Performing for justice. That's what I would have been doing. So I started to sway to my dad's thinking, even though secretly. But my mother said to me, do not ever change what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, you go for it, Judith. And until it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen, but you go for it. So my mum said, yeah, it was her that paid for me to do my Anna Shear. And then equity, because I got my first professional job at 14. And then my agent was Anna Shear's, said to me that you should join Equity. Now, Equity was a union for actors. And it's a very closed shop at the time. It's totally different now. It's an open shop. It's great when you're in it, like I was in it, so it didn't matter. But when you weren't in it, it was a pain because you couldn't work unless you were in Equity after you got to a certain age. So, but you couldn't get into Equity if you wasn't working. So it was a catch-22 situation. But I was in, so I didn't care. You had your red card, and then you got your blue, which was your full license. So I got that very quickly because of the jobs I was doing whilst I was still at school. Because I got Jumping Bean Bag, was originally called Slag Bag, BBC Play for Today. That was my first job. That's when I started getting my Equity card and all the stuff from that.
Fantastic. What do you remember within that time, outside of the family home, a teacher or somebody who inspired you on that path or further down that path or angered you to actually go forward?
I was blessed. In my school, I went to a girls' school, Starcross, now called EGA. I had my maths teacher, Mrs. Edwards. She was a Caribbean Jamaican woman. She was my maths teacher. And then my own teacher, my tutor teacher, Mrs. Reed. And then there was another drama teacher. I wish I could remember her name because she was brilliant. Between her and Mrs. Reed, they totally encouraged me to do my acting, totally and utterly. And Mrs. Edwards, my maths teacher, Caribbean Jamaican woman, was insisting on my education. And she was a calculator. Her mind was amazing. She would put stuff up on the board and say, all right, you don't want to use calculators, calculate it, and I'm going to use my mind. She was left-handed, and that should also tell you how intelligent she was. So, because she said when she was in Jamaica, they kept trying to force her to be right-handed, which will stunt your growth. That's what they do. They think it's a stigma and stuff. So, so she said that she got her own way. She started right with the left hand and freed her. Her mind, we were there typing all the stuff. Whilst we're still typing it in, she got the answer up on the board.
Fantastic.
I would always love Mrs. Edwards because she did not give up on us. As we didn't know why she was so strict on us. We couldn't understand why she seemed to be picking on us all the time. As an adult, you know what she was doing. She was saying, I'm not letting you lot slide. You better stay up. And there was only 3 of us as African children in my group. We was streamed. So I was at the top of my streaming. That's because my parents told me I was intelligent. I believed it. I passed it on. So they believed I was intelligent.
Yes.
So, and I do think there was something in what they tell you.
Yes.
And so I was in that top stream, and there was a place called Keskadis. I was doing my drama there. Before I had Anna Share, I was doing anything I could do to do acting. And they had drama groups down there, and I was going there. But it was also kind of a rough place where all the sticks man used to hang out in those people. So she heard I was hanging out down there. So she took me outside class and said, Judith, I hear you're going to Keskadee. I said, yeah, I do my drama there. She goes, that's what you're doing there? I said, yes. She goes, does your parents know you're going there? I said, yeah, my mum lets me go there. Right. If your standard drops 1 inch in this class, I'm telling your parents, now you know that was like a death sentence. No, my parents will beat me if I don't do well. So I had to make sure my level stayed up in school. And that's why, Mrs. Edwards, I love you forever.
Smart. Shout out to you.
Yes.
And following that, you're on the path, you're going there. In terms of, so we're focused on the career and that pathway. How was it? What was the experience at Anna Share? Anna Share? Anna Share,
yeah. Anna was one of those women that really encouraged you as young children. We were children, 13, 14, coming there. And to express yourself. And we did little plays that we wrote for ourselves, and then we'd have to perform it. And her and Charles Verrill, I must give him, because they were husband and wife, and they both ran it together. And it was 2 days, Monday and Wednesday, I believe, the 2 days I went there. It was just a joy for me to be there and to be acting and learning stuff and improvising. And we had so much exercises we had to do. And I never felt that she treated me any differently to any of the other children that was there. But apparently there were favourites. And the reason I didn't know it, because I think I was a favourite. But I didn't know at the time I was a favourite.
Because that's the discipline and the heart. You're like, oh, I want to impress you. Oh, you're harsh, but still, that's love.
That's love. And she was very good at getting things out of you. And I think she sussed out the people that really wanted to act. And I truly believe she sussed out that that's what I wanted to do. And so she really encouraged me. And there was a few others. Beverly Martins, she was one of the ones that was really good. She's much shorter than me, but she was an extremely brilliant actress. She was in Babylon, the one that kept getting beaten up by Malcolm Fredericks. Yes, she was an extremely fantastic actress, but she gave up. She got married, and so she changed her path. But there was nothing going to change my path to be an actress. That was what I wanted. I was going to find it. I didn't know you can go to Anna's and get an agency and she'd look after you, because I thought my mother was going to have to sell her body to send me to drama school.
It's a growth industry. It's hard times. It doesn't change. Continue.
No, that was it. So yes, so I loved being at Anna Shares, and there's quite a lot of us that's come from Anna Shares, actually. There's Linda Robson, Pauline Quirk.
Birds of a Feather?
Birds of a Feather, yeah. Phil Daniels.
EastEnders?
EastEnders, oh, very good, very good. There were so many of us, Martin Kemp, that's come out of Anna's that you wouldn't even realise. And if it wasn't for people like Anna's, then would be really hard for us, because we were the people that did not have the money for drama school. And I don't know how we would have done it otherwise.
I think just that's a key thing. I remember, okay, it's hard being a teacher, it's hard being a student, you know, in the home or elsewhere in the school. But when you do show the love for it, the teacher will go all out. Yes. It makes it worth their while as well, because they want to share. They want to share that knowledge, and you're imbibing it. I do remember that. I do remember stepping up to that. And then there's the other thing as well. If you are steadfast in your pursuit, you will shine brighter. So money doesn't have to be an object. I don't know how it is now, the reality of performance schools and performing arts schools. Of course, the competition must be a lot, but if you're standout, like you were, people will invest in you. Do you feel that's the case now? You know more about the creative industry.
I think the creative industry has changed a lot, in that you had to have an agent and they were the ones that find you job. Now there's all this technology online, and my daughter has enlightened me about how you can get jobs online. There's Star Now, there's a Casting Call Pro, there's all this stuff. You put your information in, you pay them some money, you get stuff sent to you, and you can go up and get auditions. The money is not great on those stuff, but if you're just trying to get your experience in and you want to get yourself out there, then that's an outlet. It's amazing.
That's I like, you know, there's always a talk about democratization of social media platforms and stuff. We're on YouTube, we're on all the social media platforms. It's great. But as we were talking about earlier, everybody wants to be a star. Yeah. And I was saying, I do believe you should encourage people, because you never know where that spark, where that discipline would come from, and how they'll find their way. You can get training in some things, but at the same, and Judith, not everyone needs to be, not everyone needs to be recording themselves.
No. I mean, really, people record themselves doing anything now, just walking down the road.
We're not interested. We're not interested. I'm sure there's a niche market out there, but I just tabbed you to give you a chance, and I'm there like some goat. 10 seconds later, still waiting.
Still waiting to see what's going to happen.
Waiting. I'm like, damn.
No, it's much. It's a much out there. And you see, I hear people go to me, oh, I want to be famous. That's not being an actress or an actor.
There's graft.
And I think people are not prepared to put the work in. And that's disappointing, because that means you can have sex with a footballer, or you can murder somebody, you will immediately become famous. Is that what you're looking for? I don't think so. So put the work in, study your craft. What people see as the end result, you know, like they see singers who are now earning money, but they have earned that money because they put their time in. You don't see them doing the circuit for 5 years, grafting every night, going out cold, jumping in the back of a truck, that all of you are all traveling together, back of a van with all your equipment. No, they don't see that. They see the end result. You've got to put the work in, people. Don't be afraid to learn your craft, because if that's what you want to do, learn it. Don't expect it to come tomorrow. No, it doesn't happen like that sometimes. And those are the stories people hear, the ones that happen. They're very few and far between. If you like something, then put the time into it.
What I also love, taking it back to when you were saying that at Anna shared, they encouraged you to write your own and perform and stuff. Did that put you in good stead for things like your current projects like BiBi Crew, and when is it Black Theatre Co-op?
Black Theatre Co-op.
Yeah, tell us about that, please.
Right, so Black Theatre Co-op was first, I should say, for BiBi Crew. And I knew the guys that was in that. I was doing Angels at the time. And it was Victor Romero Evans, Chris Tummins, Malcolm Frederick. Most of the people that you've seen on No Problem, but there were others, Bert Caesar and
these are television dramas,
these are all the people that was part of Black Theatre Co-op.
Yes.
And then I was doing Angels, and Julia Smith and Tony Holland went to see Welcome Home Jacko, which was the play that put Black Theatre Co-op on the market, as far as I'm concerned. And they were coming to me, oh, there's this amazing play, these are fantastic actors. And I'm like, oh, those are my friends, those are my friends. So I hadn't done theatre at this stage. All I'd done was telly. I'd done from one telly to another telly. Most people have done theatre first. And then I finished Angels, and then I was working with Black Theatre Club. I did my first theatre production with them, which was Trinity. And then the LWT, because, now this is the thing, because Black Theatre Co-op had sold out shows, people heard about them. Black Theatre Co-op was kicking it out there. So they came to Black Theatre Co-op to come up with an idea. That was Humphrey Barclay, he was at LWT at the time. Doesn't exist, does it? London Weekend Television. Let's
take a moment, okay? This is the soundtrack to Judith's past, and actually a reflection of British Hall of Fame in terms of television. London Weekend Television, I think, came before ITV. I think.
No, was it?
Or was it?
Was it ITV? Yeah, ITV.
Really?
And London Weekend Television. Yeah.
London Weekend Television. You know, household TV staple diet across the nation. And then Humphrey Barclay. My only knowledge of this is linked to Desmond's.
That's what he done after. So we were the first. So he came to us to devise
pioneers.
Yes, hear that, pioneers.
Yes.
Oh, get it right.
Are you hearing it? Are you hearing it? Continue.
So he came to us to come up with an idea. And so we were workshopping it, and Vass Blackwood was part of the group at that time. Yeah, Vass was part of the group at the time. And we were doing different things, working different ideas. Then Chopin, who changed her name now, she's now Fumi. And she, got to give credit to her, she came with these character names. I was Sensimilia, Victor was Bellamy, Chris was Toshiba, Janet was Angel, she was Terry, Malcolm was Beastie, fantastic name. And those were names, and we started workshopping it because she gave us sort of ideas of what they were. That was no problem. It became no problem.
Brilliant.
It was fantastic, those workshop days. I think we've done 8 weeks of workshopping. And
which is a great foundation.
Yeah, then we had Farouk, Dondi, and Mustafa Matura. They were the writers on it.
Anyway.
Yeah, Farouk. Yeah.
Amazing
Mr.
writer.
Politician.
Yes.
And so he then went off and wrote it. What we workshopped. Then they went and wrote the 6 episodes that we did, the very first 6 episodes. And working on No Problem was like going to school to meet your friends. We got I'll say work, but I use it very vaguely. We'd go in, and there was a card game called Speed. We'd go, let's play Speed. Boom, 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 boom. And we're like, can you not rehearse? Oh, yeah, 1 minute. All right. Okay. And we'll go and rehearse. That is my best job. I've done great jobs. I'm not knocking any of them. But I was working with who are now my family.
Yes.
I was working with people that I loved. We were having the best time. It was our work.
You have to just take a moment to correlate that, because this is all about, we welcome your experiences, of course, talking about if you're trying to enter the creative industries or any other sector, what advice would you want, the career advice you wish you had. But going back to this, working with your friends, it might sound like you're just doing any old kind of nonsense and gisting and winging it. But if you're watching interviews, when you're doing the press junkets for things like the Marvel stuff, for the Avengers or Black Panther, yes, there was a project, a script in place, a whole kind of thing, but it's amplified and people engage because of the connections in family.
Yes, family.
So I'm watching it and I love their interviews, and they got together, they're doing it. So how much of that was, but there was discipline. Was there discipline?
Listen, we're actors foremost. And so you're given your call time, you turn up on time. We were there, we learned our lines, we've done all the stuff we needed to do. It's just that we were working with your bridgemen. So when rehearsals happened, people got on, the show got done. Yes. So we know we must have done it. But it was just the idea of working with your friends. You're coming, we're all young. And I had done Angels, which was a big thing. It was almost like the first soap. It wasn't on. It was on for 9 months of the year, so it wasn't on every day all year round. But it was a big thing. However, No Problem, when that was aired, it was like I'd never done angels. It was like I was never on telly because the reaction from the community was amazing. I mean, really, it was like I thought, wait a minute, what is this? People come up to and it wasn't just us African people that was coming up to me. There was white people, European people coming up to us and going, oh, I really love that show, no problem. Because if you stay true to yourself, as in who you are as a people buy into it because then they realise how similar they are. The moment you try to decimate yourself and make yourself something else, it becomes a whitewash of nothing. But no problem worked because we brought ourselves, I have to say, we went on the set the first day, the food was rice and peas, and we took for granted when we said rice and peas, it's rice and peas. So we went to do the tech, we picked up the pot and it was rice and peas.
I'm so afraid.
It was green peas.
Are you Mo? No. No.
People are coming to watch this. We can't have them in a live audience.
No.
We can't have green peas in here, but there was nothing they could do. They couldn't change it.
Mockage.
So honestly, we were doing this whole thing of just not showing any peas. We're just taking out the rice and trying to bloody hell, they're going to think, who are these? Have they grown up with African family, or are they just been brought up from somewhere and just dashed in the space?
Oh my
God. But we
gosh.
took it for granted when we said rice and peas.
Of course.
Also don't know. That is rice and peas. Not our rice and peas, but it was rice and peas.
Superb.
It was so funny. Janet was there trying to cover the peas and we saying no.
That is literally food lost in translation.
Yes, that is food lost in translation.
No.
That was funny.
No.
We had, oh my goodness me. And we said from then onwards, we make sure we spell out exactly what we mean.
Yes.
When it's food,
yes.
When it's our food, make sure we say what we mean.
So there's the no problem script, and then there's a food script, like the welfare script that has got the translation from Caribbean and patois to what's it called, Britishers on here.
Yes.
Oh,
kidney beans and rice.
You tried. You tried. Okay, don't try again. What's good? Let us go to. For those who don't know about No Problem, go and look it up. YouTube is there.
Yes.
Ask your elders about it. It's good. It's good. BiBi Crew.
BiBi Crew.
Tell me about this, please.
My sisters. Hello, my sisters. So, BiBi Crew came about. The posse was out first, which was the men, which was Victor and Eric Evans, Eddie Nestor, Robbie G, I think Brian Bevell, Roger Griffins.
Big.
Michael, he's now doing directing. Why have I forgotten your name, Michael? Please, I'm sorry. And it was 8 of them all together. And then Beverly Michaels saw it and said, oh, I want to do a women's version of it. So Beverly made phone calls. And good thing Beverly and I know each other because we both went to Anisha. She called me as well as one of the ladies, and we got together and we started writing. And because that's the thing about it, it was about taking control. There was a time when I first started in this business, when you auditioned, it would be black actor, black person. It wasn't a character, it was just, they knew they'd put a black person in. And so we were addressing that and trying to give us different stories, because we have lots of narratives, just like everybody else. We have lots of narratives, and that's what the posse was addressing, and that's what we addressed. And obviously, we're women, we're coming from a different angle, and so us as women, we were writing, producing, and directing our own stuff. So it was myself, Josephine Melville, Beverly Michaels, who put it all together. Joanne Campbell, who's no longer with us, she's left the world, may she rest in peace. Suzette Llewellyn, Suzanne Packer, and Janet Kay was part of us when we first started. Yeah, honestly, our first show was called On a Level, and we were doing the thing as children, you know, all different children. We had the ragga child, we had the dread child, like, yeah, we don't eat banana and ital food, and then you had the one, and she had a peg on her nose, trying to make sure her nose wasn't flat. So she had to put, we were dressing all of them things there. And then we had the twins, and they're going, oh, your ears are dark. What does that mean? What does that mean? That means your skin will be dark and you won't look like us. Colorism.
So is it, so what's the premise? Is it, what's it called? comedy sketches or okay?
It was definitely comedy sketches. I think you can say a lot with comedy. If you say it right, you can say a lot of things. So BiBi Crew, so we started that and we were doing lots of work and we had people interested in us to do television production. We were approached and we were writing a couple of ideas, but we were so protective about our ideas, so much so that they couldn't get what we were saying because we didn't say what it was. We wouldn't give out too much. And we were, we were all very well-known actors at that time, and the ego was a bit big, and we thought we knew everything. We don't need to So we didn't end up getting any of those television jobs because we just didn't handle it correctly. In retrospect, we can see what we didn't do. At the time, we thought we were in the absolute right with what we were doing, and we didn't care. You don't want us, somebody else will have us. It don't matter. Nobody else did have us, by the way. So we carried on working, and then we dissipated. Everything came apart, and me and Jack were the only two with children. None of the others had children yet. And then we came back together. I can't remember what it was. Somebody asked us to do, it might have been the right thing. I was doing a performance and they asked if the BiBi Crew can come on and do something. So we got together for that. And then we were like, well, this is good. We felt good. We felt fine, felt good. So we've been back and we've been writing since then. We've been back together a good 5 years now, writing just but we've been out on the road. Beverly forced us to stop procrastinating in the rooms, writing our things but never going anywhere, to actually go out. And so we've started doing pop-up shows, and our first one was at the New Dawn in Hackney, and we've done some more, and we've got a new show. It's called Get Raunchy, this show. This one that we're going to have different titles for this, but this Get Raunchy we're going to use it at, and this is dealing with us as women, and obviously sexuality, and yes, that's right. But it's also doing like when your child comes up to you and they say, when you had children, love to say to their parents, I know what sex is.
Hey,
okay,
God forbid.
And then do you have that conversation, or do you pretend you didn't hear them? Sorry, love, did you want a cup of tea? Coffee at 3? Maybe you need some coffee. So and at what age? So this is what it's done with it. I deal with the menopause until, because we get of a certain age, and somehow menopause seems to be some dirty word. We don't say it very much.
It's true.
So we're talking about that. We talk about sex toys. So it covers a range of stuff. So our next show is at the Albany. The Albany Theatre. It's a Sunday, and I think it's the 29th of July.
Links will be put under the video.
So we'll be at the Albany Theatre. That's our next
tickets.
But we've also been asked to do something for the Windrush, which will be in September, because this is a celebration of 70 years of the Windrush. So that's going to be interesting, what we put together for that. So we want to do some interviews with our elders and try to bring stories to life and things. So we'll be doing that in September down in South somewhere. So South, but it's not far because it's a tube station near. As long as it's a tube station, so Brixton isn't bad to get to. It's a tube station. But if you live beyond that, sorry, I'm not going to go.
Oh my goodness, this is great though, because I think it needs, as you say, that kind of comedy as a spur to start a conversation is needed, because there's a lot of topics that don't need to be uncomfortable, actually, and could help. Yeah.
And when we've been doing this show, when we have, because our show is very interactive, we talk to the audience and we discuss and we have things. And when we do, after we've had that sketch about the child asking the parents, we say, how many of you have had that conversation? Now, this is this era, right? I expected 80% of the arms to go up. It was 10%.
Wow.
No, 5% of the hands that went up to have that conversation. Now, in this day and age, that is so weird. But in our crew, we've got Suzette Llewellyn. She talks everything to her chat. Everything.
It's better.
It's great. Again, that's that openness to just... I mean, I don't think I can have a masturbation conversation.
So,
okay.
Because, but the thing is, it's like when I first heard about the vaginal monologues, I was like, I beg, intervention, village council, bye-bye, let's not talk. It's a shock, because there's I don't even talk about sex with family, friends, nobody, it's not your business. Me, husband.
Yes.
There's what's there to talk about. That's one level, is how you're kind of raised.
Yes, it is.
But on the other hand, is it not better to talk and have no surprises come into your door?
Now, that's the beautiful thing. And I agree with that. I agree with that. Not have surprises. I have to say, when my daughter started her period, I thought this is the time for us to have that conversation. And I was a bit apprehensive. I didn't know how I was going to deal with it. I wanted to do it. So I went, oh, Aisha, you're on your period. I think we should have a conversation. She went, I don't need a conversation with you. I said, well, what do you mean? My cousin has already told me everything.
Who asked her? Who asked her?
What do you mean? And there was the 3 P's: your period, pubic hair, and I wish I could remember the 3rd P. But apparently that's all she needed. I was like, well, Aisha, I really would like to have this conversation. No, you don't need to. I've heard it all.
Aisha, it's good. You spoke to someone, cousin. You helped out. The 3rd P, though, should have been parents.
There it is. I like that. I wish I'd remembered to say that myself. Parents, that's the 3rd P.
Who are you? Who are you? But at least
my child. I know, but I wanted that conversation. I was really building myself up for this conversation. That's sex and all that stuff.
It should. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I'm saying I want an openness and an open dialogue. Come to me. You know, if I don't know, we'll ask your father. We'll talk together. If we don't know, we go to Google. Somewhere responsible. But there's some awkward stuff.
There are. I mean, really, I don't know if I could have taught masturbation to my daughter. I don't think I could. Yeah. But I think it's great that you can, because why shouldn't you know how to make yourself happy?
This is very true, and we will say that for another day. But
too much information.
No. Any information is a good add-on, because we welcome your thoughts as well. Judith is a very multifaceted person, and my spirit take to her. We met at a BBC event years ago with Nene. Hi, mother. And she laughed from the belly. She was there. Was it a Real McCoy?
It was Real McCoy.
It was a Real McCoy reunion. It was amazing. It was fun. And you are yourself at all times. And that's why I love you. And it's also, but you're multifaceted. You're without apology. So this thing about careers, we wear different hats. And I think what a lot of people find, it's not even that they don't know what they want. It's which one do they want to focus on? Yes. Does it exist, or do they have to create it? So my question to you, you're an actress, a writer, a performer, a comedian. Let's just focus on a parent being a comedian, a partner, a woman. Yes, I chicken-necked. A woman is a full-time career. We are levels. That's one thing. So salute for that. What advice would you give to a new entrant to creative industries, or any of the roles that you've talked about? What advice would you give them? What advice would you give to your daughter?
Well, the advice I'd give them is, first of all, know that's what you want. Because any creative, it's a hard road. And if you don't love it, then you're not going to stay. You're not going to last the journey, because it is a journey. So you've got to love it. You've got to want it. Number 1, want and love it. Number 2, invest in yourself. Find out as much information as possible. And you don't always have to go to drama school, because that is an expensive option. You can now do BTEC courses. You can do other courses that's out there. And we have online now. So you can definitely Google and find out stuff. But so number 1, love. Number 2, invest in yourself, invest in your art, and take time for that, so that you don't think, I'm going to just do this now. It might happen for you like that. I'm not going to take that away. It might happen to me like that. But have you got any substance to back it if you haven't done the homework? So do the homework. If you love it, it should be the best thing on earth to be doing the homework on it. So I would say that. And also, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be pursuing it. What I'm saying is, this business is so precarious. It is good to, I'm giving you what Anna Sher told us. Anna said to have another string to your bow So when things are not happening, because it does happen like that, you can still pay your mortgage or pay your rent. Something else that I teach fitness. I love training. I've always loved training. It's been my passion. But now my passion is how I also earn money. So I've been very blessed. Acting and training. Boom. 2 things I'm doing that I absolutely love. Yeah. Well, now I also get to play music because I'm on Conscious Radio, which is 102 FM on a Thursday, 1 to 3 p.m. every week. And what is there not to love? 2 hours of playing music for you, and you get to go out, and I get to interview people or chat. I don't like that. I chat to people. I bring them. There's lots of people that want an outlet. New artists out there. I don't know how they're going to be seen, moved. If I like your music and I played your music, I think, all right, then let me get you in. Let's have a chat. Let other people get to see and hear you. And I love that exploration of finding people that have been doing their thing. And that's what I'm talking about, doing your craft. Because these people are doing their thing. You may not know their name, but they are working it. And then you may know their name all of a sudden. And you go, look at them. Yeah, but you didn't know them 5 years while they were working the craft. And that's what I'm talking about. People are working that. So I'm lucky or blessed or put myself out, whatever. I like doing my DJing, and it's taken me to Gambia, guys. Okay, I'm just saying, hashtag just saying. So, the guy that was on before me, Marky B, he does this trip to Gambia, and it's sold in Africa. And he was talking about it. I was going to, you should take me with you every week. You should take me with you, Marky. You should take me with you. And then I was going on air going, tell Marky B that he should take me to Gambia with him. Come on, people, let him know. There's listeners sending in things. Marky, take you to Gambia. And I think he just got fed up. He came in one day, I decided to take you to Gambia.
He decided. No public pressure.
No pressure.
Not Judith.
No pressure whatsoever, guys.
Excellent. I saw the videos, thank you. I saw the videos of you. I remember we talking and you were saying before you were going that you're going to be there. And then I saw videos of you playing. And as I said, she brought sunshine where there was already sunshine. That's how a little of this lady goes such a long way. It was beautiful, but it's just your spirit. You followed your spirit and you found your homeland. How was it?
You've said it, my homeland. I tell you, I haven't been anywhere else, and I must do other places, and I will do other places. But I went to Gambia, and one of the brothers looked at me and he said to me, welcome home, sister.
Yes.
Oh my God, I've been acknowledged as one of the sisters who was taken away and stripped from my country and taken somewhere else. That touched me so much. So Gambia is home. Gambia, my man loves Gambia. He talking about spending his 60th out there. Like, well, how are you going to do that? We'll sort it out later. Exactly. We went for 1 week 1 year, then it was 2 weeks last week. This week, we're looking for 3 weeks to be out there.
Me and Tham are going to be visiting them in the future.
That's it.
Good.
The idea is to try to buy some land over there because other people are doing that, and it's good to invest. We need to reinvest because we are the monetary, because people bring money. That's why they took us away. And we need to go back and invest in our country because the way things are coming in Europe.
Yeah. Brexit. What I like about this is that you're multifaceted, but you keep centered to yourself. So yes, you're doing your passions, you're juggling various passions, you're doing the fitness, you're doing the DJing, but you're going to, that talent you traveled, you were invited. Yeah. There was public pressure. Yeah. She lobbied Parliament.
Just a little pressure, people.
She lobbied, but it was meant to happen.
It was meant to happen.
And you follow your spirit guide. And the thing is, there's other people I know, what's it called? Shout out to Comfort, who's a Sidell Stewart.
Yes.
Who has relocated to Barbados. Has she? Yes, now. Now, the thing is, Comfort, check it out, On It PR. Now, the thing is, what I love, it links to this. Career. It can be what you make it. It depends how much you want to compromise, but there's other things. You know, Jamal Edwards at SQTV and his crew. Yes. They did something they wanted, graft, it exploded, but they're maintaining it. So it is that I heard someone say, gains and losses. Life is about gains and losses.
Yes.
What do you want from yourself? The reason why I thought of Comfort is that she has done a lot of things, spoken word artist, virtual PA, but literally, you know, we talk about a wireless world, but she took her business and herself for a work-life balance, like you have. The different facets of your talent and spirit, and you went elsewhere. You can travel, you can earn elsewhere, and have that balance, and use your strengths and the tools available. You know, like Good Vibe Solutions, it's low budget in technology. You know, there's a mobile, there's a laptop, there's tools available, but to better reach people, you know, and you know, goodness. So what I love is that Comfort, Sida, no apology. She does things, I love that phrase.
Yes, so do I.
You know, without apology. Initially, I was like, what's that about?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
As Judith, this is what Judith is saying.
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
But believe in that.
Yes, absolutely believe in it.
And self.
And don't do things because you think people think you should do that. Because that doesn't last very long. You can't live off other people's thought process anyway. We've all got passions, whatever the passion is. And your passion you may think, yeah, but I know that nobody really thinks that's a good... No, who cares? If that's your passion, invest in your passion, babe, and go for it. It's amazing when you invest in something and people go, oh, I wish I thought of that. I would have...
Yes. But there's another thing as well. There might be a lot of people's self-belief. I used to think, oh, arrogance, that's awful. That's quite odious, toxic. But actually, arrogance as a protective armor against people who don't support your vision is actually needed. I actually get it now. Arrogance, overconfidence is fine. Even if it means different things, I get it. People who don't support your ideas or something like that, and you surround yourself with people, they might not be phrasing it right. They might believe in you, but they think it's a bad idea, but you know you can make something good of it. Yes, creative industries, especially front of camera, the high probability, the competition, but as Judith is saying, the graft is worth it. It is worth it. Now, talking about passions, this is going to lead on to the Real McCoy. We cannot let you go without talking about the Real McCoy, a pioneering comedy sketch show that people get very passionate about. People that were blessed to see it while it's on there, check it out on YouTube, are passionate about wanting it back, why isn't it here? First of all, the Real McCoy is there. There's a lot of people, including Judith. Search Judith, it will come up. Yeah, go for that. But what I want Judith to talk about is the reality of carving a career, working in a group dynamic, the reality of working in TV. Okay, and what you can make of it. So, first of all, what are my questions? I can't even remember. Oh, who cares? Right, so basically, the Real McCoy, tell us about your involvement and the dynamic of working in a team. How was it for you?
Well, me and Eddie Nesta, we came in on the 3rd series. By that time, Curtis Walker and Ishmael were no longer in it, so they brought us in. We just came in to do the pub scenes initially. There was the rubber dubs, there was the EastEnders take of it. And then they thought, oh, well, they can act, we might as well give them a bit more work to do. So we were given a bit more and more. It was interesting because I came in and I was just in this background, really given what I was going to do. And these lot, they were the protagonists because they've been in it a long while. Luella and Mira Seal and Robbie G, and they were all in it. Yeah, they were all in it from time. So you just sort of step back and watch the run-ins and how it's working. And then you think, oh, you can write and put stuff in. But I was never confident enough to submit any work to them. That only happened when I was working with the crew because I felt comfortable to do that with them, but I didn't feel comfortable to do that with them because you're just right, it's not going to be funny, and if it's not funny, I'm going to throw it away. It doesn't matter. That's the other thing. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter, but I should have gone, it doesn't matter, I'll just do another one, but I didn't do that. Oh, no. So that was part of the things, trying to fit in to people that's already been there already. But it was watching, I would always love Leo Mohammed. I just think that he's an amazing talent. He's writing and his ability to act, him and Mira, because to be as political as them, and they are both heavily political people, and make it funny.
I worked, just sidebar, I had the pleasure of working with Mira Sayal on a BBC Asian network. It was the Asian Comedy Story, and then we also did a live comedy event.
Okay.
We had a development meeting with her. And I said she's the most naturally funny, approachable, open to ideas lady. And you're a G.
She is
You're a G. That is all, as you were.
She is amazing.
Yes.
And they came up with stuff. And I think this is why people love the Real McCoy, because it was always on the bone. It was on the bone, but funny.
Yes.
And if people laughed, it was in. That was the criteria. If it's funny, it's in. Yeah. I don't think that could, it may be today, I don't know. But it was, you're reading, you're thinking, okay, is this going to go through? I don't know. But you're busting up. And it was when you did the read through, and if people were laughing, and I'm talking about genuine laughter, not, I want this to go through, let me pretend.
Yes.
No, you are busting up because of the stupidness and
audacity.
Yes,
and we saw ourselves. I wasn't even old enough to fully engage in all of this, but I came back. But the thing is, what hooked us is Nene, my mother and I and family, Felix Dexter, doing the African. And we were like, we started like this.
Of course, what are you going to do? Yeah.
Like this. And then we started, and you're like this. And then everything else, and that relatability and the different characters and different sides. My favorite one is you on your dates and just dealing with the guys. Another one was the guy who, what's it called? There was a BNP.
Oh, that's a fantastic one with the 3 guys.
On point. YouTube, the Real McCoy.
That was sent
Judith Jacob, BNP, all of these things. Don't YouTube BNP on its own.
No, you've got to do Real McCoy.
Please, yeah.
But there's also the ones like, can you stop that dog from whining? And you see, and then you see the dog. That is stupidness, and I love that. Oh, the other one was, there's a black person on the telly, mum, quick. Yeah. And there's me sitting on the telly, a black person on the telly. I mean, really, we just had a great laugh on that show.
But
really.
Why not? Because the thing is about it, there's different levels of understanding, and it's just, you need that kind of either literal simple jokes to access the others.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then get to the places. People wanted to be taken on your journey.
Yes, and
we enjoyed.
Yes.
We enjoyed very well.
And it was a journey because we had those sort of sketches. We had the BNP type sketches. Then we had when we were all in the village and we were all dressed in our beautiful robes and stuff. And then and we're reading, you can get on this ship. And all expensive paid, and then at the back of the thing you read, you see the Jesus good ship, all the slaves on line, and I mean, even now I get chills thinking about it. That we went in, went in LAPD,
prophetizing now, prophetizing.
And do you remember when what was his name? Rodney King got beaten up, and so we done a version of it, but the person got beaten up because they were picking their nose and they were seen picking their bogan, and it stopped. And I mean, it was a send up, but the seriousness of it was there.
Yes.
Real McCoy really did. But I have to big up Famalam. I don't know if people have been watching that.
Yes.
Famalam's been good. It's been good. I've been pleased to see something else come out.
We're going to end this because your spiritual niece has arrived, the diva. But what we're going to need you guys to please share your experiences, this video, the career advice you wish you had, your experiences, what advice do you have for others, industry in your industry, doesn't have to be the creative industry, but we welcome and thank Judith Jacob for her time, but we'd also love you to connect with her. She will share now the different projects that will be in the video. How can people connect with you?
Okay, you can connect with me on Twitter, and it's JJ Yabbas, or Judith Jacob. I use my name all the time. Or Instagram, also JJ Yabbas, because I had a chat show called Judith Jacob Yabba Yabbas with Friends. So much things going, because we have to keep inventing ourselves. That's what we do. We keep the creativity going.
True. And
I had a lot of people on that. We'll talk about that another time. And I would say Facebook, but I'm at capacity. But I'm sure you can still message me on Facebook, even if I'm at capacity, so you can get me on Facebook as well.
When she says she's at capacity, this woman has bouncers for her Facebook Live, and she's like a guest list, one in, one out, unfriend, but they're not unfriending. She's doing too much goodness online, okay? And also speaking a lot of realness. So follow her on all the other social media. So when one unfriends her in a parallel universe, Instagram, she'll put you in. Maybe. There's a waiting list. It's worth it. She's worth it. Connect, because she's worth it. Connect. Judith Jacob, has been a pleasure.
Thank you, my gorgeous.
If you'd like to please leave a parting word with this, I'm going to turn off this camera.
Okay.
So, what's it called? Yeah. Your final word of advice for the people out there.
My final word of advice is, don't let anybody stop you from doing what you want to do. If your passion is to go out there and sing, but your voice sounds a bit like mine, go and sing, peeps. Don't let them stop you from doing your thing, because it may not be your end journey, it's the journey. Enjoy the journey.
Go for that. Thanking you, people. Good vibes. Like, share, do everything. We're going to go out now with the special dance that we're just going to make up on the spot, because we're in a good mood.
Okay. She's
in my life. You guys are amazing. Good Vibe Solutions. Like, share this video. Set notifications.